My friends, I believe we have hit critical mass when it comes to the discussion of what is happening in Gaza with Israelis. We are in this circular nonsense with a bunch of blatherskites and poltroons, blatteroons, and the like, repeating over and over how Israel is bad. They're bad. They're bad. They're occupying Gaza. They're bad. Now, I'm not trying to trivialize this. I'm not in any way. I'm not even suggesting it's not true. Is that it? Is this your one thing? Imagine 1939. We're talking about this Adolf, folks. And instead of talking about the 10 million concomitant issues regarding this fellow, instead, we'd be saying he's bad, he's terrible, he's done terrible things. That's it. That's it. It's like they're re-litigating 1948, what Israel did. And I'm not even complaining. I'm not arguing. The same for saying that Hamas is bad. Over and over and over. My God, that's it. That's it. Let's see the videos. How could they bomb a hospital? This is terrible. I'm not saying it's not. That's it. You want to talk about each particular incremental? Because here's the thing. Nobody really understands the most exciting aspect, and that is what is happening, the reformation, the reforming. You know, when you break a leg, when you sprain something, when you hurt something, the issue is they're going to ask you, I wonder what that's going to look like later. How are you going to walk later? How is that going to affect your gait, your stance, where you are? How is that going to affect the way you're moving? How will that do? This is the issue. This is the part which I cannot emphasize enough. This is the part which I say to you right now, my friends, you're missing the point if we don't look at the issues that are the most fascinating. Fascinating. Now, listen to me carefully and listen to me. We're going to talk about what's going on. We're going to talk about Trump. We're going to be talking about this thing that I used to care about, called American politics, which I don't anymore. Because frankly, I don't care. Jim Jordan, Hakeem Jeffries, I don't care. I woke up and I said, you know what? I don't care anymore. Whatever you want to do. You're not doing anything. It's done for Biden. It's done. We have a new world order, a new world reset, a new everything. It's a new world. And for the first time, the notion of this unipolarity doesn't apply anymore, because as far as America is concerned, and as far as we're concerned, we don't apply anymore. It doesn't matter to us anymore. It does not matter to us anymore. We're different. We're not the king of the hill. We're not top of the heap. We're not a number one. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get it? Now, my friends, I want to say to you, first and foremost, a couple of things for you to understand and for you to grasp and to understand. Number one, thank you for subscribing. If you have not subscribed, you are basically sticking a knife in our heart. The only thing that people care about, it's not what you say, it's not what you do, it's just this. It's just this. Period. It's just this. I can't say it enough. I can't put it into words enough. It's just the numbers. That's all people care about. Period. End of discussion. That's it. That's all they care about. So thank you for this. Number two, this is important. My friends, My Patriot Supply is the most successful, the premier emergency food, survival, emergency prepper, whatever the hell you want to call it. They are it. And they have gone one better than ever. $200 off a 3-month emergency food kit. Let me say that again. This is on a misprint. $200 right off the top. If you act now, go to preparewithlionel.com. Get your order in before 3 o'clock every day and you get free shipping. That's it. You can't believe the number of people who are saying, I got it. I get it. Uncertainty, disaster, problems, financial unrest, supply chain problems, labor unrest. Remember in Florida, they had contaminated fuel. They had the diesel and the regular and the lime and the coconut. I mean, it was incredible. All of it was incredible. All of it was we sat back and we said, what does this have to do with anything? And then once the stores close, that's it. Then it's a chain reaction. Then their insurance companies will say, stop. We can't risk it. Close, shut it down. Shut it down. People go crazy at Best Buys at Christmas when they have money and they used to go crazy. Preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, preparewithlionel.com. That is our sponsor. And we are so glad to be a part of them. Do it not for me, not for them. Do it for yourself. Preparewithlionel.com and take advantage of this $200 off a 3-month emergency food kit. You got that? And one more thing. I'm going to say this very quickly. Our great friends at mypillow.com use promo code Lionel and get a free gift. They are dancing on his grave. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say this. I'm telling you what I feel. Not only are there great pillows and great products, but there's a statement here about a man who decides I'm going to say what I want. And that's it. MyPillow.com, the great Michael and Dill, go right on to MyPillow.com. Look at the deals. Look at the stocks, the sales and the overstock sales, and you name it, and especially with the percales and the slippers, which are their number one sellers. Go to MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel, and see for yourself. All right, I got a couple of things to talk about right now. In addition to this, my question tonight is: what would it be like if Trump were president? Where would all of this be? Where would we be if this were the case? By the way, you're probably noticing, hey, I like that shirt. Is that an official Lionel Nation merch shirt? You bet. Where can I get those? Look inside the little description box and you'll find out for yourself, including killer mugs. We got everything. We've had this stuff. I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't care if you like it. If you don't like it, there's the door. I loved Donald Trump when he was president. It was so. Somebody before was saying they were a day trader. They were making money. Things were rocking. The economy was terrific. And now it sucks because he's not there anymore. I miss him. I'm sorry. He was like he was like Uncle Buck. You loved Uncle Buck. You loved him. You're not supposed to. Technically speaking, he was oafish. He was this and that, but he was great. And when Trump was president, Iran wouldn't be pulling this. And by the way, I'm going to start off by telling you something. And like I said before, I'm so tired of saying Iran's a bad guy, Hamas is a bad guy, Israel's a bad guy. Well, who's a good guy? I don't know, but Israel's a bad guy. Fox News, Hamas is a bad guy. Iran's a bad guy. Okay, that's good. I'm not going to mention the name. The most intricate in 1948 when Israel was. I said, would you lay off the Israel? We're not talking about 1948. And for your information, they wanted to wipe Israel off the map the moment they got Israel. So don't give me this nonsense about it's all Israel. Oh, they've got a lot to explain. What? In Lebanon, as we speak, wait a minute. Oh, this is not good, friends. As we speak, Lebanon, are you seeing this, my friends? What are you seeing? Come on, go online. Lebanon news right now. Fears of violence. 5 Hezbollah fighters are killed as tensions flare along the border between Hezbollah. This is 8 hours ago, 3 hours ago, an hour ago. This is from France 24. Listen, look at this. Lebanon's Hezbollah calls for a day of rage over Gaza hospital strike. Lebanon's Iran-backed Hezbollah movement Tuesday called for a day of rage to condemn a strike on a Gaza Strip hospital. Huh? 100. Where are you reading this, honey? Okay, it's 100,000. By the way, this is trending on Twitter. I hope you're. I don't like Twitter. Okay, thank you. No, I don't like it. I don't like Twitter. Okay, thank you. Still the best. It's still the best. Here we go. Lebanon declares oh yeah, wow. Lebanon, hang on. This is live right now, kids. Live. Second Avenue Deli defaced with swastikas. Just in 60 minutes ago, chaos erupts at the United States Embassy in Beirut, Lebanon, after a rocket killed hundreds of people at a hospital in Gaza. IDF denies launching the rocket while others are blaming them. Tear gas was fired at hundreds of protesters who gathered outside the U.S. Embassy in Beirut, according to Reuters. And look at it coming in. Look at this. As we speak. Incredible. Here we go right now. Yep. Now, let me ask you. Do you want to keep talking about the history? You want to keep talking about that? You want to talk about that? Do you want to talk about that? So let me get this straight. So Lebanon attacks the United States, and what? What do we do? How do we handle that? We want to talk about Israel. Is that Israel? Is that's Israel? That's Israel's fault too? Is that it? I'm just asking. Because Israel said, no, we didn't do the rocket. Don't know. Hamas is going to say this. Palestinians are saying Israel attacked this hospital. Okay, and and you haven't even seen them go into the city yet. Do you know what's going to happen? Do you know how they are poised? Do you think in the 2 years of what was going on here, do you think that they have not been ready for this the entire time? Ready to go? Do you see this? Do you grasp this? Look at this. Stupid? 1-800-Lionel now. Yeah, there are some stupid people. Let me just stop. Work with me on this. This morning I had this guy. I wanted to reach through the camera and say, what is the matter with you? I am watching a symphony of chaos. And he said, I just walked into this guy. He's all over the place. It's like the world is all over the place. Do you not understand what's happening? I was just watching before, and I'm not going to mention it because I like these people. The umpteenth history about, and then with Israel and Messiah. Today I was listening to, I think it's the Thinking, is it the Thinking Muslim? I don't know. Most incredible stuff. Let me see. I think it was a Thinking Muslim. I think. Let me see. Oh, 2 young men. You have the Thinking Muslim. Yep. Yep, that's it. TheThinkingMuslim.com. Thinking Muslim. Yeah. And episode 114, Resistance and Betrayal with Sami Hamdi. And I loved these. This is brilliance and perspective and history, and it's not what you think. And it's like nothing you're going to hear. Thanks, May. May Hammer, everybody. It's not what you think. And I love the way they start off with Assalamu alaikum, assalamu alaikum. I can't do it. I'm not mocking it, but it was such the formalities and the courtesy and the exchange of amenities. And what do? Hey, bro. Everybody's my bro now. Come on, bro. Bruh. That's it. That's crazy. That's insane. This is us. They're speaking English. Anyway. There's a vacuum that is happening in the world right now. Unipolarity is over. The unipolar world is over. The United States is not going to be the leader of the world. Forget this military stuff. What do you think two carrier groups of the Gerald R. Ford and whatever, what are they going to do? 100,000 people storm the U.S. Embassy. Do you know what they've got lined up? I mean, this is choreographed. Do you know the power vacuum that is happening right now? The Houthis in Yemen, the militias. I went through and I saw today the best. Palki Sharma. I love this. First post. She's on at, I don't know. We have on the the Motorola at 3 sometimes. It's just incredible. It's incredible the amount of coverage. And ours sucks. It sucks. Today I'm watching in the morning and I've got to tell you this, and I'm listening and to Fox News could see and just see what's going on. In Fox News, they had this 12-year-old little blonde girl sitting on a couch, and they're asking her what she thinks. She doesn't think anything. She's 12 years old. She looks like Goldilocks or so. What is this? I mean, is this it? Is this just Roger Ailes on steroids? Just tell people what they want to hear? Do you remember when MBS, that's the guy I'm telling you about. He's sitting back saying, let it rise. I'll tell you when I come in. Do you remember, honey, when MBS came here in this country and he was everywhere and he had those magazines, those those color glossy things where they were at the store, like next to whatever it was. It was fantastic. It was wonderful. Anyway, but he came forward, and he said, I want to associate with the United States. He met with everybody from Oprah he wanted he was making overtures. He wanted to pull Saudi Arabia out of modernity, into modernity. Look at this. Not a morning person? 1-800 Lionel now. Don't know what that means, but thank you. He wanted the world, he wanted to introduce, he did Formula One and soccer and golf, and this was the guy that you should have hooked onto and paid attention to. Do you see what he was doing? To the disgust and the dismay and the sense of abandonment of his own people. He was incredible. He was incredible. And they didn't get it. They didn't understand it. They didn't understand what he was doing. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen. So what happened was, and this kills me, as he's doing this, and as the person, and by the way, he's not just somebody he is more afraid of what they're going to do to the royal family if ever they lose control. And that's why he's got he just lowers the boom on these folks. But he basically said, I'm changing. I'm trying to get, he says, you want a bikini beach? I'll give you that. You want women to be able to, okay, fine. I'll get rid of that. I'm doing the best I can without looking as though he's turning his back. What did bin Laden do? Bin Laden. What did Biden do? Interesting pun or Freudian slip. What did Biden do? Tell me. What did he do? Tell me what he did. Tell me what he did. Are you paying attention to me? You listening to what I'm saying? What did we do to this guy who was basically says, I want to be your friend. I am the biggest oil, but I control everything. I want to be your friend. And he also extended the same thing with Israel. And they were very close to that until Hamas came along and fixed that. What did we do? Biden let everybody know, spilled the beans, released the intel information regarding what? Khashoggi. Are you kidding me? We're going to act as though we have the moral upper hand over Khashoggi. What? What? Wait a minute. What? I can't believe what I'm seeing here. What are you doing? You embarrassed him. Remember, he wouldn't take Biden's call. Remember that? This is what we're happening. Now look at Biden. He's changing his tune now. So what is he doing? Now, I'm not saying this is right, and I'm not saying it's wrong. And to all the usual babies and the children who do their anti-Israel stuff, you're going to love this. Biden, when Karine Jean-Pierre basically says, we stand behind Israel, Israel said, what? We stand behind Israel. And the squad, get the hell with the squad, and we're going to say, oh my God. They just put a line right down. Okay, we just did it. Good or bad? Good or bad? It's one thing to make a declaration against Hamas, but we took the sword in the line and we said, but we didn't say we were against terrorism. We said we're 100% behind Israel. Now, I'm telling you, whether you like it or not, I'm not asking you whether you like it or not. Do you know what this does? Do you know what this does? And right now, as the vacuum starts, again, you've got the militias. I mentioned the Houthis, and you've got all these people ready to move in, and Hezbollah, and Iran, and everybody. And and I was watching the Thinking Muslim. I had no idea about Erdogan. This is the slickest, slimiest, slipperiest thing anybody has ever seen. What he tells you on one day, he changes his mind the next. One day he said, I want to meet an Israel, and we're going to the best, and enough of this. And then next day, once he realized, things are changing, he referred to Israel kind of, there's a word, not Israeli, but there's a quote, which basically said, in essence, that they really didn't exist. He went from 100% pro-Israel like that and said, did I say that? Never mind. Yes, the voice of reason, our friends. Eric Thaddeus Walters, il professore. Embassies in EU and Middle East under siege following 1,000 plus gone in Gaza hospital event. Things rapidly deteriorating. Never felt this nervous. Only solution will be the disappearance of either side. Oh no, my friend. Oh no, but thank you for this. Oh no. It's even better. You see what's so beautiful about this, Eric, is that this defies everything that we know. This defies everything. See, there's so many moving parts. So many moving parts. I say this with all due respect. If you want to just sit back and say, wow, let's look at what's going on here. Look at this battle. It's like watching World War II. It's like watching that Adolf fellow. Wow, look at this. Look at, there's Poland. Look, are those a tank? Let's look at the tank. What kind of tanks are those? Are those called Panzers? How did he do that? And look at that. And let's use what kind of... No, I don't want to talk about the actual individual events. Those are interesting. So Sicily. Oh, that's interesting. Trieste. Okay. Oh, Battle of the Bulge. Fine. What's the big picture? America's through. Let me say this again. America's through. in the world. They're going to say, look, you can have your aircraft carriers. What is the Gerald R. Ford doing to the American embassy being ransacked? And by the way, let me ask you something. Do you think the American embassy does Benghazi come to mind? Does Tehran come to mind? Do you know what happens if we do this again? If we have an embassy stormed? That's the United States. The embassy is the United States. Capiche? Do you got it? It's always at the height of my impassioned entreaties. Thank you, McDonald's. I people say, I love that guy's show. And right when he goes, it gets crazy. All of a sudden, there's something from like Rite Aid or something. See where Rite Aid's going? Was it Rite Aid going bankrupt or? Honey, was it Rite Aid going bankrupt? Oh, what? Yes, it's in bankruptcy. Anyway. So let me go back again. Where's Trump now? He's an idiot. I love the guy. What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? You could sit with Jared. You could write something down. You could come up with a 5 point maybe, but a 3-point plan. You sit at your desk. You're somewhere in Mar-a-Lago. You have lights and you say, and you do it. And you say, God, I want that guy. And you speak to, and you have the best writers and you rehearse it because your prompter skills suck. Because you start sniffing and all this stuff, but you tell people this is what we have to do. And you make people say like, wow. And you have a script written by adults and you don't refer to people as names and ugly Hillary and all this stuff. You do things in a way that nobody has ever seen or heard before. This is what you do. This is it. But is he doing it? No. What are we talking about? Gag orders. We're talking about Jim Jordan, who can't even win the House. As of today, I don't care about these things. I don't know what you want to call it. I don't care anymore about American elections. I don't care. I swear to you, whatever you want to do, fentanyl borders, you don't care. Nobody cares about that. This is where my interest is. It's the world because it's going to happen here. You know, and I know that I'll bet you anything. The embassy in Lebanon, all the embassies are saying they're going to attack. You know, they've got spooks. You know, they've got people who are talking. You know, they've got folks who are basically inside moles who are telling people what to do. You know it. You know exactly. And I'll bet you they're doing the same thing that Mossad did when they had news and they knew that this was happening. It boggles my mind. Eric Thaddeus Walters says, I fear that you're correct, El. My cold, dead heart still pulses in a pelican's gullet with the hope of a boiling frog. Speaking of gag orders, I like that. That's the lyricism. Pulse in a pelican's gullet with the hope of a boiling frog. I love that. I think I'm going to commit that. My next t-shirt, I'm going to have that. So anyway, this is where we're going right now. Joe Biden, and this is what they're saying elsewhere. And again, folks, dear friends, I saw an interview that was so great and so wonderful and so beautiful and so glorious believe it or not, between Fareed Zakaria, I think it was on Hindustan, and it was perfect. And what it was was, again, looking at this from an Indian point of view and Zakaria, to talk about, again, the movement of the world. And as everybody was saying, I think it was the Thinking Hindu, I believe. Anyway, these two gentlemen were speaking. And they said what they can't believe is Joe Biden is showing up to a war front where the United States is not involved. Huh? Did Jordan cancel? Jordan canceled Trump? Biden. Do you understand what this is? Did you hear what I just said? Jordan canceled. He's coming and they're saying, we don't want to be seen with you. They will. Oh my God. Where are you reading that? Look at RT. RT is superb. Oh my God. Jordan scraps summit with Biden and Abbas. Oh, Abbas. Okay. Jordan has canceled a summit involving President Joe Biden and Palestinian Authority Abu Mazen by Mahmoud Abbas following a deadline missile strike on a hospital. Quote, we decided not to hold the four-way summit in Amman because Washington will not be able to make a decision to stop the war between Hamas and Israel. This is according to Jordanian Foreign Minister Ayman Safadi. He added that the move has been found or made in consultation with the U.S. Palestinian Authority as well as the White House later confirmed that Biden would no longer visit Jordan and only travel to Israel. Quote, after consulting with King Abdullah II of Jordan, and in light of the days of mourning announced by President Abbas of the Palestinian Authority, President Biden will postpone his travel to Jordan. And the plan, meaning postpone, he was disinvited. This is not a slap in the face. This is like, you're no longer relevant. Would they do this to Trump? Would they? Come on. Let's see what this would. Let's see what. Wow. Oh, I don't give a damn about this gag order. Nikki Haley's message to Bibi is the key to winning this war. Oh my God. Shut her up. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Palestinian leader Jordan cancel a planned meeting with Joe Biden. Unbelievable. Okay, let me see what else is going here. Let's look at, and by the way, this is let's see what first post says. This is so interesting. Big story. Wow. Look at this. How the Israel-Hamas war left U.S. campuses in an uproar. By the way, India is handling the same-sex stuff. Anyway, let me stop. I'm sorry. I forgot where I was just now for a moment. This is how I spend most of my days. Absolutely befuddled and bamboozled and overwhelmed. Biden still sent packing back to Delaware, confirmed following hospital event. Now, the hospital event is going to be, and let me explain something, Eric, and you'll understand this as well, dear friend. What happens when this is the first of many? Live at 8 who? Okay. This is incredible. This goes to show you, ladies and gentlemen, my absolute unbelievable. Yes. I'm sorry. I'm just, it's incredible. So, my friends, let me do this. I have to move. I have not that this is unimportant, but I am without the ability right now to sift through all this. I hope you can grasp, I'm sure you can grasp the notion and the severity and the how everything has changed. A president of the United States, this would have never happened under Trump. Never happened. This is bigger than anything anybody's ever seen. And let me tell you something. You're also going to be seeing people who would have never, ever, ever thought about saying anything even remotely, not anti-Israel, but not gushing and just effusive in its praise and this. You're not seeing this. You're seeing people coming along and saying, now wait a minute. And it all happened because of Hamas. Think about that. So you could talk about all you want. You could say, well, they're terrorists, and they are. Look what they did. Look around you right now. You're about to see something for the first time in your life. For the first time in your life, your country is not going to be top of the heap. Your country, for the first time ever, this has never been done ever. You want to see what the Democrats have to do? You watch what happens right now. We're being laughed at. A president of the United States is coming, and you say, "I don't want to meet with you." This is after MBS, by the way, told Biden the first time, "I'm not even going to take your calls." 2 floating targets off the eastern Mediterranean coast with 150 F-16s, Ford and Eisenhower. Yep. Think about that. They're fighting a war. I don't want to use the word asymmetrical, but they're fighting a war that doesn't make any sense. My friends, if you pray, start praying. This is, if you can't see what is happening, and if you think that they're just going to sit back and let this happen the way it is, and that they're not going to utilize the I don't know how many, thousands of people who slip through our borders. We don't know who they are, where they are. They pick up the code. They got a call one night. Like the Tet Offensive. Remember how the Tet Offensive started? It was a song. They played it on the radio. That was the signal. Now you can do one of two things. You can listen to me, and you can understand that this focus is going to be on international vacuum power differentials and the like, or you can watch some 12-year-old Goldilocks sit on a divan or a settee with some doofus on Fox News screaming and yelling as though somehow their certitude is going to rule the day. This is not about who's right and wrong. This is about who's going to win. This is not about right or wrong. This transcends everything. Let me tell you something. What you're seeing, there have been bumps in the road before. But usually there's a sense of whenever the world is behind you. This is not 9/11. 9/11, people were behind us. In Tehran, they had a candlelight vigil. In the 72 in Munich, the world felt this. All right. Forgive me, my friends, but I've got to do some consultation work. We will see you tomorrow. Thank you for this. Dear God, start praying, my friends. You're about to see this. This is not about talking about the Yom Kippur War anymore. We are beyond that. We'll see you tomorrow, my friends. By the way, thank you so much to our dear friends, to Eric Thaddeus Walters. Thank you. Even our friends at McDonald's, thank you. And May and let me see. And 1-800 Lionel, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow, 8 a.m. Until then, don't forget these words. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya.